Thanks, Lauren, and thanks for the opportunity to present at the Oxford Botanic Gardens 400th Anniversary Symposium. Having celebrated our own 350th anniversary in 2020, we have centuries of research and education in common, and I'm delighted to be taking part in my role as Head of Education at the Royal Botanic Garden Edinburgh, or RBGE for short. I'm hoping that in my presentation today, I'll be able to showcase the breadth of our education offer and the important role we play in achieving the Garden's mission of exploring, conserving and explaining the world of plants for a better future, and our vision for a world that increasingly values, protects and benefits from plants. I'd also like to give you all an insight into the future of education at the Garden and one particularly exciting project we're currently involved in. But before I do so, I must first set the scene by acknowledging the work we've undertaken in the last 18 months. When I joined RBGE in March 2020, I came in with the vision of transforming our educational provision, which already consisted of primary and secondary school programmes, an extensive suite of short courses, a degree and postgraduate courses delivered in partnership with academic institutions, as well as online learning courses and RBGE certified programmes in herbology and botanical illustration. Little did I know that on the 23rd of March 2020, that transition would literally take place overnight. Myself and the team, made up of 19 tutors, 6 online learning staff and 5 administrators, found ourselves in the midst of a global pandemic, where the priority became ensuring the continuity of provision for our hundreds of learners, as well as maintaining a high-quality learning experience for all, from school pupils to tertiary students and those studying on RBGE programmes. This was no mean feat and is testament to the passion, commitment, skills and expertise of the education team at RBGE. This involved learning new skills to convey information to students in interactive formats and embracing working from home. Tutors found themselves capturing video, creating audio and editing images, not to mention getting to grips with new equipment and legislative requirements such as copyright and accessibility for the online world. Literally everything had to go online, including school resources to support homeschoolers, with our resident black cat becoming an unofficial mascot for young learners exploring our new virtual resources. Although this approach was successful, we were mindful of the remaining digital divide, which meant not all students could access our activities in this way, and therefore we also printed thousands of copies to be distributed via local food banks. Overall, our primary materials supported around 3,000 learners during the first lockdown alone, a fact we are extremely proud of. We supported others during COVID by encouraging people to make positive use of their time whilst furloughed by offering discounted rates on our online courses, and discovered that it wasn't only toilet rolls which were experiencing panic buying. Our RHS qualifications saw a huge uptake, with over 2,000 students studying with us at the height of the pandemic. Never one to rest on our laurels, we also used the time productively to develop a brand new free online programme, and I have already seen over 750 learners who have taken action for climate change by completing the Plants and Climate Change course. And amongst all these developments, our priority remained our students, and we continued to support them in completing their studies, with one of our greatest achievements being an online exhibition showcasing the culmination of our graduates' work in November 2020. So that is where we are now, and the reason for starting with such a recap is to emphasise the work involved in establishing a whole new era of educational delivery. With this in mind, we have taken this opportunity to evaluate the current learning offer and consider the needs of our learners post-COVID. The effect of lockdown on people's reconnection with nature cannot be underestimated, and it's up to us to maximise this enhanced interest and appreciation of our planet to secure long-term behaviour change. We also have a unique opportunity at RBGE to reimagine our education offer as we commence the largest project in the Garden's 351 years, the Edinburgh Biomes project. Edinburgh Biomes is a 7-year construction and restoration project funded by philanthropic support and the Scottish Government, addressing the twin challenges of the climate emergency and biodiversity crisis. Simultaneously, it offers an opportunity to meet changing infrastructure needs and create facilities which adequately cater for our future students and generations of conservationists. The Biomes project will reduce RBGE's carbon footprint, create space for interdisciplinary collaborative research, and build a new centre for excellence in plant health, not to mention protecting Scotland's heritage through the restoration of our iconic Grade A listed glass houses. Each one of these elements of the build offer an opportunity for further engagement, and we're excited by the potential this project, which has education at its very heart, offers to reimagine our offer during the next 7 years. Reflecting on COVID and the significance of Edinburgh biomes has resulted in several projects being developed to relaunch RBGE's education in the coming months, with the aim of supporting green recovery and celebrating our future aspirations. Our plans have a particular focus on providing opportunities for graduates looking for continued study, those who have been made redundant, and for those who have discovered new interests as a result of lockdown. Delivering programmes which help young people to identify new career opportunities to guarantee the future of horticultural practice and conservation horticulture. Educating learners as to how horticultural practice can have a direct impact on climate change and biodiversity loss, and meeting the needs of a changed horticulture industry through ongoing CPD and employee upskilling in areas of urban greening which support green recovery. These plans include engaging with learners as early as possible through an outdoor nursery pilot, a refresh of the schools programme including a pick and mix approach to enable schools to combine online and on-site visits whenever possible. This provides the added advantage of being able to engage young learners over a longer period and subsequently gain a deeper insight into their learning and behaviours towards climate change and biodiversity loss. And the development of a virtual work placement for secondary school pupils. COVID not only reduced the learning opportunities for pupils at school, but also meant that many young adults didn't have access to work placements, as they would normally within the Scottish education system around S4, 5 and 6, that's ages 16 to 18. Our online work experience resources aim to address this gap, as does the development of apprenticeship and internship opportunities. Finally, we're also looking at the potential extension of our hybrid learning models. There is no doubt that a return to complete normality for education is not only unlikely, but also undesirable. Utilising the lessons learned from the past months, there is scope to increase engagement with learners nationally and internationally by considering opportunities to deliver a fully online version of our flagship MSc and extend access to our HND BSc programme through online delivery of theory elements and completion of practical activities at any one of the 3 regional gardens, which are located in the Scottish borders, Dumfries and Galloway, and Argyll and Bute. So now I'd like to return to the outdoor nursery project I mentioned briefly earlier. Our Wee Garden has a simple overall goal: to inspire children to learn and to encourage them to inspire others to take action against the climate emergency. Welcome to Our Wee Garden. The project started with the quest for a suitable site within the garden, which is harder than you may think. We have 70 acres in Edinburgh, which is home to the National Botanical Collection, and we wanted to balance respect for the collection with space for the children to explore and lead their own learning. Eventually we came across a small unused space next to an area known as the Garden of Tranquility, which aims to offer a safe space for older visitors and those with additional needs. By locating the nursery here, it was hoped that there may also be opportunities for intergenerational learning between the 2 groups using the space. All in all, it was ideal, but definitely needed a bit of work. With lots of hard work and help from our colleagues in horticulture and estates, we were able to transform the space into an exciting and stimulating learning environment where we now welcome around 20 children aged 3 to 5, 4 days a week. We're working with 2 local nurseries on a 6-month pilot with key aims and objectives. We want to extend our reach to children as early as possible, instead of waiting until they reach primary school age around 5 years old. This will ensure we engage with them about nature from the very beginning. We want to increase the skill set of our talented education officers to enable them to engage with children of all ages and ability, and to support the Scottish Government's provision of 1,140 hours of free childcare by offering another early years setting in the form of our outdoor nursery. We want to show our local community that we are part of the lifelong learning journey by offering new opportunities for nursery children and perhaps even parent and toddler sessions. To protect the future of the garden and the planet by instilling a love of nature and commitment to taking action against climate change, and to support our colleagues in other gardens by establishing guidelines and frameworks for early years delivery across the UK in botanical settings. Of equal importance is also the aspirations we have for the children themselves. We want them to develop a deep sense of belonging and subsequent respect for people, places and plants. To explore and engage in nature play, returning them to a time of risk-taking where they can learn to manage their own behaviour in a safe and supported environment. To build a sense of self-belief and continued enjoyment of the outdoors throughout the seasons, which will have a positive impact on both their physical and mental well-being. To create a connection with the garden and a sense of ownership. We want the children to protect their garden with the aim of expanding that care to the planet more widely. We're very fortunate to be working with two highly experienced partners in the Outdoor Nursery project, colleagues from both the University of Edinburgh and Thrive Outdoors, with the ultimate aim of answering one very simple question. Can you actually run an outdoor nursery in a botanic garden? Part of trying to answer this question will come in the weeks that follow as we review the lessons learned. So far, this has included the importance of starting small and ensuring you have the support of all colleagues. Watching the site before you commit to design to see how it behaves in wet, cold, windy and hot weather. Considering the need for a ground maintenance and management plan, as our wee garden offers little opportunity for site rotation, so ground maintenance is essential. Ensuring you have a dedicated early years practitioner is essential. This should be someone who cultivates positivity, isn't easily daunted and brings a flexible can-do approach. It's also important to learn more about initiatives such as Forest Kindergarten and outdoor learning for early years, which has been crucial to this project. Seek advice and support from the professionals in this field. And remember that running a nursery in a botanic garden is new to everyone, so clarify expectations from all parties early on, and be sure to highlight the importance of garden specifics such as biosecurity and botanical knowledge, which may be an unknown to those participating in the pilot. The pilot will end in March 2022 and the accompanying research will be finalised shortly afterwards. During the summer of 2022, we're hoping to make recommendations as to what our early year provision should look like in the future. This could take many different forms, from a private on-site nursery hosted by RBGE themselves, to a satellite setting for an existing nursery, or a bookable space for any early years group. Whatever the outcome, our core purpose remains the same, to offer a variety of educational programmes which meet the needs of all. After all, our future is in their hands. Thank you.